What's up, witches, and a merry belated Yule 2021 to you. I hope that you and yours have made it through healthy, safe, and happy. I had this fantasy of doing like 12 unboxings of Yule series because I have that many decks stacked up over here waiting for unboxing, but that plan went away pretty quickly. So I am coming to you on a very gray day to do some gift unboxings, and we'll see how it goes. No makeup, my hair is wet, but I'm clean. Okay, you guys, no more fucking around here. Today I am unboxing Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot. This is a gift from my dear friend Tavia, who has given me several wonderful decks, and this is an MJ Cullinane deck. She is the author of Crow Tarot, Urban Crow Tarot, Guardian of the Night. I know there's other ones in there, and the latest one is called The Enchanted Forhaxa, and it's an absolutely gorgeous deck. Her first printing sold out so fast, and she's already on her second printing, and it just got released like a few months ago, so good for her. These are independently published decks, except for looking at Crow Tarot. This is actually published by US Games, so I think this might have been her first deck, but you know, hooray for mass market publishing, and then hooray for having enough of a following from that to self-publish the rest of your decks. And I'm really happy that I'm getting starting to get some independent decks in my collection. They're usually too expensive for me, but they're starting to roll in, and I'm really happy about that. And I have some tea. Pour the tea, Luna. This is time tea. Wait. So yeah, we're doing a nice slow one today. Welcome to the Zen Zone. I have my heart chakra, or heart sutra cup. So we'll let it sit there and steam, and let's get into it. Let me remember what I'm doing first of all. You know, this has to be a slow unboxing because I am slow. I am oh so slow these days. Here we go. That looks good. So we have a lovely box. I love the slices of images on the sides. Very adorable. Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot. You can see that this is a collage style deck. From scrounging alley cats to well-fed fat cats, to cats with no fur, to cats that are giant puffballs, Grimalkin's Curious Cats purr lovingly to bring you a collection, word missing there, that is positively PAWS perfect for any cat lover. Copyright 2021, MJ Cullinane, printed in the US of A. There's another advantage. We have plain, cardboard. It would be nice to see another color, to see a color or a cover of some sort in there. But you know what, MJ? You do what you can afford, sweetheart. And we have this, it's a shiny cover little book. The cover of the book is barely heavier than the paper. Interesting. Let's read about MJ. Margot Jones, aka MJ, is an award-winning Seattle-based artist, writer, mother, and lover of all things magical, especially crows. She attended Parsons School of Design, yet her unique technique for telling stories through digital collage is self-taught and has been her passion for over 10 years. Nature and its creatures are a familiar theme in MJ's work. However, having grown up south of Boston, her collages are heavily influenced by the energy of the city. Her work often merges the two worlds. Her path into the world of tarot was a beautiful accident that came out of a difficult time in her life. The process of creating the Crow Tarot helped her discover her own wings, though at the time she didn't realize how life-changing the project would become. She simply fell in love with the process, the messages, and the feeling each card evoked. The Crow Tarot, MJ's first published deck, has achieved a significant following and recognition, with Crow lovers in the Tarot community including winning the 2019 Carta Award for Best Tarot Deck and Best Illustrator of a Tarot Deck. That's wonderful. When MJ's not making art or writing, she's spending time with her daughter, playing in nature, practicing magic, finding new sources of inspiration. Okay. So that was just a general bio, not something about this deck in particular. And we'll probably see. No, it goes straight into preparing to use your deck. This is copyright 2020. And on the back here is 2021. Curious? Not so curious that I have to go any further with that. All right, let's set this aside and take a look at the cards. Here are the backs. And they're beautiful. They have a, there's no texture or anything to them, but they look sparkly because of these little bright dots here. That actually gives an illusion, the way I'm looking at them now, that there's, you know, a sparkle to them. I like that. And the backs are so that you can't distinguish whether they're upright or reversed. I don't remember the word I used for that, but there is one. I want to thank you in advance if you've made it through the first 6 minutes here. Thank you in advance for sticking with my sludgy brain. My brain is sludgy because we've been eating crap. Delicious crap, but you know. All right. So here's the Fool. And we've got a beautiful kitty in the prow of a boat. There's a lotus coming up and a dragonfly. There's an alligator. Plenty of symbols to hook in on. And then, you know, with the Fool card, you usually have the dog, you know, snapping at the heels of the youth. Here we have a Shiba that is on the shore. So the cat's in the water, the dog's on the shore. So that gives you an idea that the dog's just, you know, quacking away over there, but can't really do anything. And the cat is, so instead of the edge of a cliff, we're on the edge of a boat, you know, is the cat getting ready to leap into the water. I don't know what this is. What is that? I can't see. There's something up there. Oh, it's a bird. Duh. I could not see that. Couldn't see what that was. Anyway, okay. Onward. The Magician. The Chrysalis. There's the emblems of the elements. We have a caterpillar, a pentagram, a rose, a cup, a sword, a chrysalis hanging off of a wand. There's the High Priestess. Look at the eye. And the curtain and the cloud. So I love the way she's representing the essential meaning of the card with her own symbology. We certainly have a crescent moon there. It's a waning crescent, by the way. Interesting, too. We have the eye down below, talking about really seeing into things. We have a curtain, but it's a lace curtain, so it's kind of like, you know, being able to see beyond the veil. We have a cloud up here, which could talk about things being, you know, cloudy or confusing, or just those diaphanous, insubstantial things that can kind of cloud our vision. Very interesting. And then, of course, we've got greenery and plants, palms. Here's the Empress. Look at the kitties. Oh, my goodness. We got a mouse. And there's the heart with the Venus symbol. Some lilies, and these look like cherry blossoms or peach or plum blossoms or something. Another bird, clouds. So repeating, we're seeing repeating symbols here now. Aren't they lovely? And the Emperor, he got chin. He got chin and cheeks. My son calls these the lips. I call them the cheeks. And then, anyway, here's the Emperor looking very Maine Coonish. This looks a little bit like Tormund James, like my daughter's big boy. He's got an apple above his head. Not a lot more to draw from. In the Emperor, we've got apples. And what's that? Come on. I'm really glad to see that other readers go through this getting the camera to focus thing, but I'm not going to let go. All right, let's do it this way. Oh, you bastard. I will win, or maybe not. Maybe not. Yep, anyway, it looks kind of like a nest, but I can't tell what's in it. Let's take a look to see if it's mentioned. No nonsense. In a reading. There is no mention of the images on the card, of the symbols in the image, I should say. Okay. So right. The Hierophant, holding a key, holding a mouse in his mouth that has the key in his hand. Yikes. Uh-oh. Fascinating. And there's another cat back here, lilies and things. Then we have the Lovers. So the winged lion is a traditional symbol, the moon, the sun. And then we've got these hearts. Each cat has a heart. And there's a red cord twining around, joining their hearts, wrapped around this tree that has roses, and there's a snake down in here, kind of in an egg, and wow, lots and lots to draw on there. The Chariot. She also has, I think, a dog deck, which you don't see many of. There's the Chariot with a hairless driving Dobermans. Strength. Strength is like, okay, I'm going to tame you. I'm going to calm you down. If you don't calm down, I got points. I have points to make. Then we have the Hermit. Look at the firefly. So it is a good thing, I think, if you are familiar with traditional imagery in this. You are getting definite allusions to it. The Strength card, there's the infinity symbol. And you definitely get the idea of taming a beast. And with the Hermit, you get that idea of isolation, solitude, and delight. So good to be familiar. But the essence of things is there. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune here looks more like a sun, a ring of fire. There's a Hamsa in the middle of it. That's this double-sided hand. Very interesting. Justice. Look at the dove with its heart being pierced by a sword, and we've got two birds on this scale. And there's the cat, looking like it's caught the canary, a cat with its eyes very closed. The Hanged Man. Is that the crow holding onto the cat's tail? They're beautiful. I mean, they're lovely, lovely images. And do I ever get sick of looking at cats? Nope. Now we have Death. So this is the first human I'm seeing. We have a cat lying dead. We have this cat with showing the skeleton inside. We have clouds and crows and a wolf, and then there's a woman here. Let's see if we can get it to pop in. Looking very happy, with flames all around her. Then we have Temperance. Oh, Temperance in the sense of self-control. Look at this. Look at this cat and all these fish. Temptation. Now we have the card of temptation. Here's the Devil. There's a mouse. There's cheese, but the mouse has to go into the cat's mouth to get the cheese, and look at all the mouse traps. That very interesting image. Tower. Here come the wrecking ball. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of cats in this one. The star. Comfort, hope. Look at all the white tulips. That's beautiful. The moon. Oh, I love cheetahs. And the sun. Very much bright and shiny next to the nighttime colors of the moon. Judgment. Okay, we have what looks like an open grave. And angels and cats and crows, and then the world. The cat holding up the world. So we don't have like the 4, fixed signs or anything like that on this image. And the lotus here is important. That lotus more than anything, because the judgment card usually shows like, bodies rising up, souls rising up, whatever. This is the open grave, and we see the lotus in there. And the lotus, of course, is that symbol of wisdom, because it's a flower that grows, it's rooted in deep black mud down where there's no sunlight, and the flower comes all the way up through the water and blooms. Okay, so there's the world. Now, unity. Okay, hold on. Oh. Okay, we've got a couple extra cards here. Hold the bus. Unity and... All right. It is our connections to others where we find our strength, our security, our sense of love and belonging. Okay, hold on one second, because these are obviously part of the major arcana. But does she say questions from the ooh. So she doesn't say at least not, immediately and obviously, that there's 2 extra cards here, but there are. And so there's unity, allowing vulnerability within a group, joining forces, finding your community or support network. That's a lovely card. That's a lovely card, because we get that idea of community and celebration and stuff like that in the minors, but not necessarily in the majors. So there's unity, because the Lover's card is more about, a single relationship or just attraction and, that kind of thing. Then we have Grimalkin. The gray cat, the wise older woman. This deck is dedicated to the energy of those women who had walked the path before us, who created that trail we walk down so effortlessly today, forgetting that there was once a time before it was carved out. If the Grimalkin should appear to you, it is because you could use healing, and that will start with a dose of reality. It's time to resist impulses that come from immaturity and go inward. Are events happening to you, or are you the one in control? The wisdom of the matriarch lives within us, where the unity card brings trust with others. The Grimalkin card asks that you cultivate trust with yourself, with your intuition and your spirit. Have patience with the world around you. Listen for the whispers of the crone, as she will help you find your peace, your power, your unique magic. Very, very cool. See a need and fill that need. All right, here we have the Ace of Wands. Now we're into the minors proper. The Ace of Wands. Look at the pathway. The beautiful birds. Swallows, I believe those are. The Two of Wands. Okay, so we're diverging here. This isn't just one cat looking out. This is 2 cats. And they're kind of cooperating to hold up a world. This almost has a 4 of Wands vibe. Let's see what happens when we get to the 4. Here's the 3. And I guess we could look at the crows kind of as the ships coming in. And then there's the 4. Okay, I want to look at the difference between these two cards because, like I said, this one, 4 of Wands, usually shows collaborative work, 2 people building something together creatively. 3 of Pentacles, same, depending on how you choose to interpret it. But, okay, let's see. The 2 of Wands, having a clear vision and confidence to make a bold decision, creating original ideas that spark action. Time to check in with your higher self. So it doesn't, it just talks about decisive action and a bold decision. It doesn't really talk about collaboration, but just intuitively it takes me in that direction of collaboration. Now the 4 of Wands, allowing yourself to let loose, living in the moment, feeling excited and celebrating. Wow. Okay. Enjoyment. These are more, so this is more like a 3 of Cups. Okay, so obviously a deck that you do need to learn yourself. I was finding, that the majors were definitely alluding and having the same basic symbology as I'm used to with the majors, but these clearly take slightly different path. Now this does, with the balls of yarn and the yarn's kind of all tangled up, have the idea of just cutting loose and ripping into things, Okay, 5 of Wands. This almost looks like a 7 of Cups. I'm not going to do this for the whole thing, but feeling a sense of competition rising to a challenge, not becoming distracted by outside influence. So I do get the distraction thing there. Okay. The 6. Now that looks like a victory card. You've got the laurels. You've got all the wands pointing in the same direction. Look at these ones. These kitties down here going, oh, you're so wonderful. So, yep, that definitely looks like a victory, success. 7 of Wands, certainly standing your ground. So, I can bring in traditional meanings that fit with these. There's the 8 of Wands flying through the sky. She just does interesting little deviations. And there's the 9. Oh, wet kitty. Okay. Gonna take a look. I see this cat coming out of the water, being very vigilant. So you just definitely the vigilance and boundary setting you see there. Staying strong, allowing time to heal and rest before tackling the next task. Staying motivated during the down times. Okay, so staying focused. The cat looks focused. Been through some adversity, but staying focused. And then we have the 10 of Wands. There's a nest up there. So is this cat going to take this whole thing apart one twig at a time to get it done, I guess? Then we have the page. Look at the fire. We have some more people. That looks like people. I'm going to try to get it to focus because I can't see clearly enough here. Nope, just flames. Boy, there's faces and people in those flames, though. Can you see them? I can't see them clearly enough with my naked eye, but there's the page. There's the knight. Yeah, boy. On the move. There's the queen. Look at the sunny, fiery images. I like it. And there's the king. Then we have the Ace of Cups. I'm going to go quicker now because I'm taking a long ass time with these. Here's the Ace of Cups. Oh, little angel baby kitty. There's the 2. These hearts, these human hearts, are very much a symbol. Recurring. Poppies. Mums or dahlias. Lots and lots of recurring symbols. There's the dahlias again. Roses. Here's the 3 of Cups. So we've got cups tipped over. Now we're partying. We're knocking cups over. I guess you got to look at it from the cat's perspective. Here's the 4. Yes, definitely over it. The 5, 6. Oh, happy memories. Should show a pile of catnip there. 7. We have a bird, a lotus, a fish, a world, a heart, a key, and a flame. The 8 of Cups. The 9. Here's the wish card. Fat cat looking very satisfied. And there's the 10. Oh my goodness, look. That definitely looks wonderful. Full, glorious, happy. Here's the Page of Cups with the fish in the cup. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. The chrysalis showing up again. Waves, fish, shells. Here's the Ace of Swords. Swallows. Poppies. The 2. Balanced on the tips of those swords. So we don't get a blindfold. We've got the moon down here. We've got fish coming underneath. So we get these watery illusions with the swords. Interesting. I should tell you, too, that I now have enough cat tarot decks to do a whole 6-deck evening with them. 3 of Swords. There we go. Look at the blood dripping onto the lotus. So many repeating symbols. 4 of Swords. Rest, recoup. The 5. You can definitely get the misuse of power thing. I'm sure you've seen the listicles of cats stealing dog beds, or, you know, video compilations of dogs that are scared of the cats. Well, there we go. There's the misuse of power. Steal the dog's bed. Lots of pictures of cats on these giant beds and dogs curled up in these tiny things. 6 of Swords. Moving forward. There's the 7. The Thief. Oh, yeah. The 8. The 9. Yikes. And the 10. Yep, that gets the point across all right. Here's the page. Page of Swords always talks to me about communication. No, not the page. That's the Wands. This one talks about communication. Look at that open mouth. Or maybe he's just reaching up to grab that bird. Here's the Knight. Here's the Queen. And the King. Now into the Pentacles. 2. We've got doves. Lots of doves through the deck too. 2. Here's the 3. 4. Trying to hang on to it all. Oops. 5. Oh, kitty's out in the cold. 6. The 7. The 8. The 9. And the 10. And then we've got the Page and the Knight and the Queen and the King. I do have to say, I mean, overall, absolutely beautiful deck. It's a cat deck. I'm all over it. But I do find that, especially in the minors, sometimes the like limited set of symbols that she uses means that these same ones turn up over and over and over and over and over again. So I want to see, and I mean, I already know she doesn't mention these symbols. Okay. She She talks about preparing to use your deck, but she doesn't say anything about symbols there. And then we have readings to do. Single card, yes, no, maybe. I also want to say that there's no table of contents. There are no numbers on the pages. So, I mean, it's so simple as not to need a table of contents. Let me zoom out. All right. So we have single card, yes, no, maybe. And she has lists of cards that mean yes. So, yeah, here's a group that's yes. Here's the cards that signify no and the ones that signify maybe. Then we have single card advice, the meow spread, motivation, external influences, obstacle, and wisdom. I love that. We will certainly be doing that spread. And then we have questions from the cats of the major arcana. The Fool, are you letting the fears or opinions of others prevent you from taking a leap of faith? The Magician, what is your magic power and are you using it? The High Priestess, when you tune into the world around you, what do you see, hear, and feel? The Empress, are you aware of your position in this world, that you are a creator? I mean, I'm loving this. Let me see one. Temperance, where is the line between chaos and harmony meet for you? And can you maintain your balance? Where is the line between chaos and harmony meet for you? It should be where does the line? And can you maintain your balance? All right. So that's helpful. But again, as we go from those questions straight into the majors. And wait, I want to read the questions for unity. What brings you together with those who make you feel at peace? And Grimalkin, how others see you is meaningless. The question is, how do you see yourself? And so again, let me read the Fool. The Fool asks you to have confidence as you embark on a new adventure. And at the top of every card, which she also, maybe she does mention it, it says dedicated to trouble. I think these are cats that the cards are dedicated to. Build up over time, and that includes first clearing myself. The shower is a great place. So, she goes straight into preparing to do your deck, but she doesn't describe. Let me go to the back here. And no, we don't. We get quick reference guide, the elements. Okay, wait. Fire, quality, hot, dry, masculine, summer, cards, the Emperor, strength, wheel of fortune, temperance, tower, sun, judgment, suit of wands, positive attributes, negative attributes, and then symbolism, dust, gladiolus, ram, salamander, sun, wands. So she does mention these symbols. Water, the symbolism, crab, cups, dove, fish, heart, lotus, moon, water, liquid. Air is blue, clouds, crow, gray, swallows, and sword, and earth, bird, ground, mice, tree, rabbit, root, pentacles. Okay, so I guess we do kind of get, but we don't get a full description of, lotus is a symbol for water. So, you just get them as far as an element goes. All right. So anyhow, the Fool asks you to have confidence as you embark on a new adventure. Know that when you feel grounded, when you feel that connection to the world around you, regardless of where you stand, your instincts will keep you afloat. Much like that dog on the riverbank, there will always be those who will project their fears as they are so focused on what may be lurking about in the water that they could never conceive of a vessel that would be strong enough to protect them. Trust your instincts and have faith that the journey you are on will not be in vain. If the Fool appears in a reading, you may want to ask yourself if you're trying too hard to control this situation. Can you go with the flow? On the other hand, you may need to consider if your actions are reckless or if you're acting impulsively without acknowledging the consequences. Energy attributes: free to explore without fear, spontaneous and almost childlike when making decisions, open to new experiences without expectations. That's the positive. The negative is disregard for consequences or the impact on others, carefree to a fault, lacking self-control, and acts on impulse only. Okay, so I love the information that she's giving on each card. Let's light the charcoal. Yeah. It bursts into life, and let's give thanks to our guides and guardians, allies, and ancestors for being with us. I thank you for your presence here. Haven't touched base in a while. And to ask, please, for connection with this deck and the ability to give a really good message to my friend Tavia. All right. And we're certainly going to do the meow reading. I'm going to move my tea. All right. I offer fresh water, and I offer the fire of Azrael. That this wonderful deck may be blessed with the spirit of divination. Ooh, they're slippery. As I'm holding this deck and waving it across, I can feel them slipping against each other. That's a good thing. It's chunky. I'm stretching my fingers to get to this. Okay, that you can't really do a bridge thing because they slip. Because they are so slippy. Let's try it again. They are big enough. Okay. Ooh, and they want to slide. They're very slippery. So they are big enough that when you try to do a riffle shuffle like that, slip, slippity slip. Yikes. You can't bend them up far enough, and the first one's kind of fall in a chunk. So I've split the deck. I'm going to do this again, and then we'll just cut shuffle. See? So they are definitely shuffleable, but a little large altogether. Let's do some cuts. They cut shuffle like a dream. Ooh, all right, here we go. Here we go now. Let's just do this. These came upside down. We have reverses. Let's do that. And let's see if we can get one more to fly. There goes several more. Let's take the first one out. I'm going to set these aside and we'll take a look at them. But, you know, when you have, this is where you've got kind of have to be aware of the nature of the materials you're working with. This deck, obviously, it's going to be very easy to have jumpers out of. But it's also going to be very easy to have like wads of jumpers. So in that case, jumpers would kind of be less significant. And in that case, it might be better. And actually, my original intention was not to go with jumpers, but to do a split and pick thing. But we'll go with this, and we'll see where we get, okay? So, for Tavia, and I have 3 more cards over there. Let's just see how it goes. The first one up is 7 of Swords, and this reading, the meow reading, motivation. What is your motivation? What is sparking action? So this card is dedicated to Amanda. And it says, "Oh, that sly cat." So again, we're talking about motivation here. Knowing that killing birds in the park was frowned upon, the cat came up with the perfect plan that would allow him to enjoy an afternoon hunt and light snack, while at the same time frame his greatest rival. The energy centered around the 7 of Swords is that of going it alone, of making decisions that focus solely on your wants and needs, as you perceive yourself to be a bit of an island when it comes to the interests of others. It is I like that. I mean, it's definitely the thief card, but it's not because I want to steal from you. It's because I'm solely focused on me. That's great. It is the attitude that you don't need them, that they don't need you. When we go it alone, it becomes very easy to avoid things that we don't want to face, as the only person depending on us is ourselves. When the Seven of Swords appears in a reading, you may want to ask yourself if your current situation or query is being impacted by this lone wolf persona. Are you commandeering a project because you lack faith in others, or perhaps you feel most comfortable when you are the one controlling all the shots? The Seven of Swords may also indicate getting away with something that someone else pays the price for. Be aware someone's wicked deeds may leave you in a position that will require you to defend yourself. So energy attributes: self-reliant, independent, able to create boundaries. So the motivation here would be in remaining independent and self-reliant and keeping firm boundaries. On to the next one. I think once we hit, a meaning there, we don't need to stay with it. Four of Swords. And this is external influences. What outside influences are adding friction or support to your situation? What is not in your control? All right, dedicated to Anakin. To combat the fear of missing out, the young cat created a barrier between itself and the cats that sit on the windowsill. There is much mischief to be had from going outside. However, at this time, the young kitten knows what is needed most is a good long cat nap. Okay, to combat the fear of missing out, it created a barrier between itself and the cats that sit on the windowsill. I'm not sure that makes sense to me. So I'm going to miss out. I'm afraid I'm going to miss out. So I'm going to create a barrier. All right, I'm going to keep reading. We've all been there, right? A friend calls wanting you to go out after a hard, exhausting day, and despite the heavy eyelids, you find yourself desperately trying to muster up that extra burst of energy. The Four of Swords serves as a reminder that you need to honor your body and pay attention to the cues it is sending. When we take a moment to step back, the energy of the Four of Swords steps in, and we gain a better understanding of the motives behind what's pushing us into action despite feeling emotionally and physically exhausted. In a reading, the Four of Swords may indicate your situation will benefit from slowing down or disengaging until you feel 100% mentally and physically up to the task. So external influences would be the things that I feel I'm missing out on here, would be the things that are pulling me into action when I'm feeling depleted. Now, the energy attributes, upright is the positive: guidance as a result of quiet contemplation, being in tune with your body, knowing when to create boundaries. But this is the negative: becoming distant and apathetic, too much rest. Okay, we have to temper this with the fact that we're in a pandemic. And so, we're keeping up boundaries, but it might not be because I'm still grappling with her, the way she's talked about the fear of missing out, and so you put up boundaries. All right, I'm just going to forget that part. So, external influences. So the external influences here are the frickin' pandemic. That's the thing. The pandemic that keeps us distant even though we don't want to be, that keeps us sedentary even though we really don't want to be, having to put up a wall. Okay, I think this is very clear here. So the motivation is I want to be independent and on my own, and the outside influences are there's a damn good reason to be wanting this, to be on your own, whether we actually want to or not. There's a damn good reason why that is the thing to do at this time. So the outside influences are causing us to hole up, to rest, to deal with the stress. I mean, let's talk about the stress we're all under. This Christmas wasn't, the busy, although we tried, but my God, there was just no energy there, and we've got to acknowledge how much of a toll the stress of the pandemic is taking on us. Even if we feel like we've done this before and we're chillaxing and we're not going to have huge plans and we're morphing things to, accommodate where we're at right now, it was still exhausting because we had another wave of pandemic, and that stress is exhausting. So, third one, obstacle. What's getting in your way? Is it real or perceived? So the Eight of Pentacles is what's getting in your way. This is dedicated to Toulouse and Kitty Rat. The cat of the Eight of Pentacles is a bit of a perfectionist as it grooms itself until not a single hair is out of place, and only then will it be perfectly suitable to go outside. The energy of the Eight of Pentacles, there's definitely a bit of a need for just some basic editing. There are words missing here and there. So the energy of the Eight of Pentacles is one of not settling for second best, for putting in the work, learning as much as you can before calling something complete. Just as some situations require us to go inward to find the solution, the Eight of Pentacles indicates that now is the time to work on your skills, your abilities. Is your craftsmanship up to snuff, whether it be a creative project or even a relationship? If the goal is to create a perfect situation, you may wish to inquire about taking classes or learning how to improve what you are already doing. Of course, perfection is often the enemy of good, and in a reading you may want to contemplate if you're allowing the notion that you are not skilled or talented enough as an excuse to hold you back. When the Eight of Pentacles pop up, my first question is, do you feel worthy of admiration, or do you feel as though you are an imposter? Especially for women, we are told that unless we're perfect, we shouldn't put ourselves out there. When the Eight of Pentacles appears, okay. Here she says, when the Eight of Pentacles pop up. No, when the Eight of Pentacles pops up, it's the Eight that it has to agree with. When the Eight pops up, and when the Eight appears, she's making it agree with Pentacles rather than Eight. It may be a good time to ask yourself if you're letting fear of being imperfect hold you back. Positive is taking the time to learn, build your skills. Negative is holding back and fear of being imperfect. Okay, so the obstacle is the fear of being imperfect. And then the last one is the wisdom. The wisdom the cats bring to you that will help you reach. I'm reading this straight up here. The wisdom the cats bring back to you that will help you move in the most beneficial direction. Okay, and we get a major here, the Hanged Man. Right. Dedicated to Rocky. Sometimes there are forces beyond our control that hold up progress or require us to put a plan on hold. Getting your knickers in a twist isn't going to change the circumstances and will only result in frustration. Take this forced timeout as an opportunity to see your situation from a different perspective. The time may reveal new insights that you had overlooked. Through suspension and releasing control for what it is you desire, you will discover growth and progress. The Hanged Man brings a message of relinquishing your need to have things be exactly as you expect them to be. Boy, is that directly speaking to this, what came before here. And instead, open your heart and mind to alternative avenues. When the Hanged Man appears in a reading, you may find your current situation will hit a snag or require some additional time before progress is made. Use this to your advantage, as there's something that you may have missed. Positive energy attributes are, which this is upright, letting go of control, allowing change or a new direction without fear or causing friction, changing priorities, living in the now without expectations for the future. So negative would be fighting against change, feeling out of control, struggling, creating rigid expectations for an outcome. All right, so this is all about letting go of control. You know, your motivation is to stay strong and independent and keep your boundaries firm and be able to make your own choices. But what's getting in the way here is the desire for things to be absolutely perfect. And it's just not gonna, I mean, life never is. It's messy. It's terribly messy. You know, so isolation, and this was external, this was obstacles. So, external influences. All right. So we could also look at the topic here being aloneness and isolation. It's being reinforced, that isolation's being reinforced by the pandemic and outside influences, and the obstacle is the internal desire for things to be just so, which makes it very difficult to let anyone else in. And then the wisdom says that there are so many things not in our control, and so the focus becomes not the events, the situations, the things that I cannot control. It becomes checking in on yourself. How am I doing in this situation? So again, we're going back to this externally enforced isolation, not being able to be with people. And then also this internal wanting things to be just so, creating an obstacle to kind of just being at peace with the fact that we're not in control of things. So, I mean, they're speaking directly to each other, aren't they? Let's look at the other three that flew out, just for shits and grins. We have the World, Temperance, and Two of Pentacles. They're telling me to switch them. Okay. And that was, I laid them out in a particular way, but that's not how they came out of the deck. So Two of Pentacles, I'm just going to go to the keywords now. Two says, juggling tasks, staying upbeat and confident while picking up more work. Then we have Temperance, in control of emotions, capable of seeing both sides of a situation, open to understanding and meeting in the middle, brings others together harmoniously, searches for areas of agreement. And then the World. All right, here, I'm going to bridge these. Isolation, external influences, keeping us isolated. This, we bridge these two with, okay, wait a minute, staying upbeat and confident, okay, bridging this externally enforced isolation and this obstacle of I just want things to be perfect, I want to be in control of it all, and we're not. And I mean, this is a big topic with COVID, is the fact that we can only do so much to control what happens to us. You know, we have other people doing what they want to do, and so that causes an issue. And the bridge between these two is Temperance, in control of emotions, capable of seeing both sides, open to understanding, meeting in the middle, bringing others together harmoniously, searches for areas of agreement. So really looking at how to bridge this external thing and wanting to control things, but we need to just kind of take into account other people and other circumstances, and that can get complex really fast. And then we've got the World here, bridging this obstacle of wanting perfection, and the Hanged Man, just dealing with where you're at emotionally rather than focusing on where I have control or don't have control. So again, that's about where do you have control in how you're taking care of yourself emotionally, how you choose to frame the issue, how you choose to use the emotional energy that's happening. World, feeling a sense of completion, realizing a goal, appreciating the journey, feeling gratitude, feeling engaged and part of a project. So this could also talk about, you know, if there is like a project where you have to collaborate with people, it looks like there's a lot of skill brought to bear. There's a lot of understanding and ability to kind of bridge the inner and the outer, and things come to success. Wow. Definitely, I mean, I'm loving it. I am loving this deck, Tavia. Thank you so much. Kitties. It's got kitties. Come on. Who wouldn't want this in their collection? She said she has bought this deck for a number of people. And I appreciate that. It's definitely a good one. I gotta say that. It reads very well. I think it's very beneficial to go to the book and read her long description because she does a really, really good job there. Just in the few that I read the full description of, there seemed to be something in each one that made me go, ooh, never thought about it like that before. And that to me is an excellent deck. That to me is well worth everything. So, that was a long one. And it's mostly because I'm just going slow. But thank you again, Tavia. And thank you. If you have stuck around this long, you're a champ. And if you would like to get a reading from me, you can buy me a deck from my Amazon wish list below. And I will read for you on my unboxing. I drop unboxings kind of randomly these days. So they do come, but while you're waiting, if you're new to the channel, there are hundreds to go back and look at. And I do readings. God, I can't even talk today. I do a live stream on Wednesday nights reading for the masses. So join us then as well, and like and subscribe and hit the bell, and then you'll know. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Until I see you next time, this is Luna. Blessed be.